So we went on our trip in February. On that trip, we were super excited. We did 4 years of planning, lots and lots of energy. We had to come back. That was a bummer. It was the stress of it. Sort of, it probably took me a month to recover physically, and then we were quarantined and we couldn't work, so we didn't work. We didn't have anything set up here, but we knew. We also gave ourselves that month to rest. So my goal was to keep the March vacation alive for as long as we possibly. We were supposed to take the month of March off, so I took the month of March off, so we didn't work. So we started streaming in April, the first week of April, and our first class is at 9 a.m. every day. When I teach 7 a.m. 7 days a week, used to teach a lot earlier all the time, and we, for most of April and into May, we were regularly waking up. We'd run the park in the morning, not the big park, but we'd go run the trails. And then that stopped happening. So now, okay, we're not running the trails, and it's the first week of July, and I'm realizing we're not waking up at all. Like, we're getting up every week. It's like we're getting up 10 minutes later, and it occurred to me that I'm not getting up because there's nothing to get up for. Every morning, like, I'm not good at motivating myself. I'm good at inspiration, and I'm good at commitment, but how I am good at commitment is I say, okay, for the next year I'm going to do this. Forever I'm going to do this thing. Like, if I take a client on, I'm going to teach you at 7 a.m. And that's the thing I get up for. I have a thing to get up for it. And when I wake up on Thursday morning, it's because years ago I said I would get up this Thursday morning. And so I don't have that right now. And so it had to have been some random YouTube title. I didn't even look at the video, but just like a title. Woke up at 4:30 every day for a month. I was like, okay, that's 100% what I'm doing. So we started
Monday.
Yeah, we didn't start immediately.
No, we did not.
I had the idea last week. I was like, okay. I think I was talking with my buddy Herb, and I said, we're going to start Monday. I just said it out loud. And he's the kind of guy that will remember. So I got up Monday because I said on Wednesday that I would. And so it's Thursday. This is day 4, waking up at 4:30 in the morning. What do you think?
It's great. I hope we do it forever.
She said that very first thing.
I do. I really like it. It's crazy.
You used to wake up. Well, so part of the thing for me that was so suspicious about not waking up is on our trip, we woke up early a lot. As a matter of fact, we were only out of the country for 8 days. Of those 8 days, there were 3 nights that I didn't sleep at all. That means there were 6 days that were squished together, 3 full days where I was operating on no sleep. And it's because we had 2 a.m. taxi rides to the airport. We had 3 trips to the airport in 5 days. And it's like, okay, if I can just not sleep, or if I can get up at 2 in the morning to taxi to the airport on a trip I'm excited about, I can get up at 4:30. And what I remember Sunday night is we went to bed way too late Sunday night to get up at 4:30. It was midnight. It was way after midnight. We were in bed after midnight, and neither of us went to sleep till probably 1.
Oh, that's right.
Until probably 1. But the very thing I noticed as I was lying there, knowing I couldn't get to sleep, and knowing my body's like, screaming, is I was at the most peace I've been in a long time. And in just a tiny little bit of reflection on why I was at peace was obvious. I had something to get up for. And the something I had to get up for was the getting up. artificially made up a getting up, a thing to wake up for, and thinking, of course, is what if I had 3.5 or 4 hours of work before most people get up, certainly before our class. So anyway, so you used to get up all the time.
I mean, I've had varying degrees of success with waking up in the morning.
But you said you used to get up at 4.
I did. When I was in college, I worked at Hess downtown, and
that's why you don't hiss with her.
That's right. I had a lot of.
Actually, I didn't know that. That's Hess up.
I had practice, so I had to work. I had practice, cheerleading practice, and so if I was going to do any kind of exercise, I had to do it at 4 o'clock in the morning because there was no other time to do it. And so I would get up at 4 and run the park sometimes. And yeah.
So anywho, we're, as a business, we're always looking at, okay, what can we do to engage community and customers? And I'm mostly the anchor on that one, dragging us down into lethargy and procrastination.
But your voice sounds nice.
Thanks. But yeah, when I talk, that's why I'm the anchor. Because when I talk, I'm very convincing.
Even right now, your voice is.
So, we're like, oh, we do a challenge for 4:30. We may do something like that. It's kind of fun, but that'd be nice to share with you guys. We're one of the reasons we recorded a podcast, and even though Maria's not an employee, we still love her, and we'll probably still put those podcasts out. They just need to be a little edited. We love the idea of a podcast, not because we like talking at you, but we love these conversations, and we would prefer that you were in the conversations, but we're so busy that that's not happening. We don't have dinner parties every night. Huh?
So,
Correct. Yeah, we don't have dinner parties. We don't want to die. We don't want to kill you. But there is a way that we can have these conversations, and we haven't been moving the podcast game forward. But there's a little video to let you know what we're sort of up to, and that I mean, by last week I've noticed, I was clinically depressed all through my teenage years and early adulthood, and it was literally just because I never slept. Everything was great in my life, but I would go to sleep at 3 a.m. and then wake up at 6 and go to school and sleep, and just be totally messed up. And it was the worst thing I could have possibly done for my brain. I was noticing I was getting the best sleep. Like I have not slept this much in a long time, but the directionlessness, purposelessness, even though I was busy getting stuff done, I wasn't really moving projects forward. And by the thing that for the last 2 weeks I've been operating on, which may be another fun thing when we talk about motivation under stress, I would have to celebrate the smallest victories. Because there was nothing else to celebrate. It was either just beat yourself up or celebrate that I did like 2 things. Maybe I responded to an email, like, woo, yeah, I typed 4 letters. But I wasn't making progress on any of these big things. And I mean, the moment, like second 2 of waking up at 4:30, stuff was getting done. I did more stuff Monday morning before 9 a.m., before Andrea taught her first class, than I had done in weeks. So if you guys are feeling blue or down, it's not about the actual action, but it is about radical action. What for me, if something's not working, there's nothing I'm unwilling to change. And this was just the second I saw it as an option, I knew it was perfect, and it's been really sweet. So especially if you have somebody to share it with who's crazy and says, the second you say, hey, you want to wake up at 4:30, she's like, yeah. So anyway, first get somebody who's really excited about waking up at 4:30, and then try it with them. It's maybe get them tested for corona before you.
Maybe.
I don't know. Corona's what brought
Be
us
your
together.
dog.
Yeah, dog will always be happy. All right, so love you guys. We'll talk soon. Until our next dinner party.